Test, 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 test. Let's see. Back on. Test, test. There we go. Peace to the family. Peace to my comrades. And it's always smoke to the COINTEL Pro boxing fan. Today, the boxing world has been on fire. Speaking on the speaking on the proof that we have a rotten apple in the sport of boxing. And this morning on my brother Drew Titan's channel, one of my brown brothers corrected me, and he said that the coach for Margarito was disciplined because whole time I was under the impression that unlike Panama Lewis, who was banned from boxing for life, nothing was done to the people who were involved in that scandal. Because later down the road in the history of boxing, I remember vividly seeing these same people. So I said to myself, you know what, coach? Hey, B, maybe you slipping. Maybe you need to go back to remember what happened, because I was a teenager when this happened. You know, we're talking 14, 16 years ago. And when I started digging deep into it, I appreciate the brother for correcting me, because not only did I find out what really happened, I was right and exact in what I said. So I bet you are wondering, peace, family, Shelton. God bless the mighty LDBC. So I'm sure when people start watching this, they're going to say, why does Coach Hudson have In the Heat of the Night on the screen? Well, let's get into it. When I was a little kid, that was one of my grandma's favorite shows. And in the beginning of the show, it would always show you the crime. And through the show, the evidence would pile up. And even if you were slick and you were able to weasel your way out, whether it was that episode or the next episode, one of those be continued situations, they would sit you down in a room by the end of the episode and let you know, we got you. All the evidence we got you. So what Coach had to do is I had to go back to make sure I was right in what I was saying. Because as a man, if you are wrong, you need to be humble enough to say, you know what, I was wrong. But not only am I right and exactly what I said, I have even connected more dots than before. Now, family, we asked a question about 2 months ago. I said, why is it, peace, Steph Brown, peace. I said, why is it that anytime something happens, Ellie Setback puts his camera in the face of Robert Garcia, of that whole little crew, but anytime they got something going on, it seems like he can't be found, right? So let's get into the book for a second. Here we go. Let me see.
I'm here at the home of boxing trainer Robert Garcia, and today the whole team got together to watch HBO 24/7, the second episode. Check it out.
I don't think it's showing what I want. Let me see. Hold on, family. Hold on, family. Hold on. Because that's not the one I want. I want you all to see this video so you all know that we not tripping. I want you to see this for yourself so you know that you not tripping and we not tripping. Check this out. Now, before we get into it, family, who is that on the screen? Who is that on the screen right now? Who is that? Does anybody know who that is? And this is an easy one because his name is right there. Who is that in this video? That's Elie Seckbach, right? And whose house is Elie Seckbach at? And who is in that room? I'm going to play this video for you, family, and I want you to pay close attention to who's in this room.
The home of boxing trainer Robert Garcia, and today the whole team got together to watch HBO 24/7, the second episode. Check it out.
You're not getting the case in the business.
How did you like 24/7?
I like it. We like it.
Now are you ready to be in a telenovela?
Now, fam, did you all see anybody that looked familiar in that video? Might have been a little blurry. That video is so old. The video quality. Exactly, Steph Brown. That's Robert Garcia's house. Now, early this morning on the Brother Drew Titans channel, when the brother Xavier Martinez told me that, well, you know, Robert Garcia was not Margarito's trainer until Manny Pacquiao. So I said, okay, let me slow my roll because I don't want to put something on a trainer, especially a boxing trainer. Hold on, Steph Brown. Hold on. Slow down. Because it's going to go over. Hey, some people going to miss it. Slow down. So look, I go back and I find this video. Not only is Elie Seckbach there, at Robert Garcia's house, you got Brandon Rios in there, right? You got Margarito chilling in there, okay? The whole clan. Now let's put on our thinking caps for a second. How many Mexican people do you know that don't move as a family and a unit for years before they decide to get money together? How many Mexican people, especially in boxing, do you know from the same place, from the same side of town, with the same associates, not be cool for years and years? Okay. Now let's get down to it and think for a second. Because maybe coach is still tripping. Maybe this is all a coincidence. All right. But like that movie In the Heat of the Night, I like to get all the evidence together. I like to get it all together because there should be a hearing by now tying in all of this PED use and this Glovegate crap. But you know what? I want you to see it for yourself because your own eyes are not going to lie to you. I will get on the hypocrisy in a second. All right. But watch this. I got something else for you. Go here. I'm going to go to share. Where is that article? There it is. Look at this, family. Look at this. Because I want the people to know for themselves the truth. Now, this is what is being said. I want you all to see the tricks that they are about to play. Watch this. Now, if anyone was on Drew Titan's channel this morning that heard this, I went and I looked it up for myself because I was told that Margarito's trainer, who was involved in that glove situation, was banned for life like Panama Lewis. Isn't that what they told us? Isn't that what they've been saying? Well, no. You see, in this situation, he was dealt with. No. You see, you got to be careful. If you tell me something and I'm wrong, I'm going to say, you know what? Thank you for your correction. But I don't stop there. I go back and look it up. I go back and see what's going on. So look at this, family. Let's read a little bit of this together. It says that on Thursday, the WBC announced that it will begin acknowledging the increase. Hold on. Sorry, family. Wait. That's the wrong article. Wait. I'm moving too fast. Moving way too fast. This article, okay? This is about Margarito's trainer, Javier, right? And it says that Antonio Margarito's boxing trainer had his California license revoked in 2009. He was issued a new seconds license in 2014. Family, did you hear what I just said? He had his license revoked in 2009, which was the end of 2009. In 2014, he had his license reinstated. See, you cannot tell me something and then I not go check what you're talking about. You can't tell me something and I not go see, well, let me go back and check this because this don't sound right. All right? Now, you can look at this for yourself. So you're saying, well, coach, how does this all correlate with each other? How are we connecting these dots? What I'm telling you, family, is that there is something rotten going on that side of the street in boxing, and it's being covered up. And if we don't wake up, one of our fighters is going to have to be unalive for people to take this serious. One of our fighters is going to, because it's going to be one of our fighters that gets unalive for a politician to pay attention and say, hold on, something ain't right. Something is wrong here. Because Panama Lewis, he was suspended indefinitely. He was removed from the sport. See, I knew what I was talking about. Now watch this, family. I told you all, I said everyone that was in that corner, every single person that was in that corner with Margarito was able to stay in boxing. Every single one. All of them are still in the sport today. See, you got to watch what you say to coach because I go get it. But see, I need that though. I need it because now, see, when you say something and I say, damn, well, maybe I got it wrong, I'm about to go make sure that you're right. See, so shout out to that brother for helping me sharpen my wits. But I got y'all now. I got y'all red-handed. Panama Lewis is black. Yes, indeed. Panama Lewis is black. Panama Lewis was the trainer of Luis Resto, who cheated against Billy Collins for loading his gloves. Now, family, watch how deep this go. Because I'm about to connect the dots. Go look at Panama Lewis. Go look at Billy Collins' face. If you just go to Google and you type in Billy Collins glove gate, you will see a puffed up face come up on the screen. That's Billy Collins. Go look at the fight of Billy Collins versus Luis Resto. When he gets hit, now, family, use your mind. I need those light bulbs to come on. Use your mind for a second, okay? Peace to the Queen Sugar Free Mars. When the fighter gets hit, These are men that have been fighting their whole lives. If they take a punch, if they're knocked out, they take a body shot, they know they've been hit with a body shot, and you can tell and see the look on their face. They say, oh, you got me, and they take a knee because they've been there before. But when a fighter gets hit with a loaded glove, they look like they've been hit with a car. Their eyes get big, and they're like, man, what the hell was that? Okay? And I ain't talking about no damn heavyweights. Follow me. Now, Billy Collins, he had the same reaction. They're not gonna like this. He had the same reaction that Bronner had when Madonna dropped him. I said he had the same reaction that Bronner had when Madonna dropped him, and he was in the ropes, and he looked up like, what the hell was that? Who else have we seen make that face when they get dropped? Did Deontay Wilder not look like that when Fury dropped him? Did Wilder not look up like, bro, what the hell did you just hit me with in that second fight? When Fury's a well-known cheater, his gloves were loaded. See, you can't pull the small-time crap on me. This been going on for decades, and now they are being exposed. So, for those of you that just came in, I am connecting the dots of a long line of corruption that's been going on, and I'm tying it, just an example, just one example, I'm tying it back to Margarito. I'm tying it back to that whole crew. Now look, I believe they were talking about it on the Brother Champside's page today and the Brother Drew Titans. Any black fighter that has been accused of cheating, if Clarissa Shields, who they accuse of cheating, it isn't innocent till proven guilty, they charged her as if she was guilty and said that she was a threat to the sport of boxing before the weekend was over. The same week of her fight, before it was over. But this whole camp, who's going on there, a fighter that has cheated, that is popped hot for PEDs, we need to just wait and say, well, it's innocent till proven guilty. Okay, let's stop there for a second. Even though Wilder's head had a dent in it, they'll try to tell you. They'll try to tell us that, no, there's no possible way that happened. Even though the man's doctor said that, yeah, a human fist cannot do this. You had to be getting hit with some type of metal or metal egg weight in the glove. Okay, let's stop there. Okay, because they trying to make me feel like I'm crazy, and I know Coach Hudson ain't crazy. I've been watching this a long time, and now everything's starting to make sense to me. Now, follow me, family. Follow me. Stay with me. If you go back to the Margarito fight, when he cheated against Cotto, look how Cotto looks when he gets hit. This is a man that's been boxing his whole life. Why is he looking like that when he gets hit? Because these men know it's something in your spirit to let you know I'm getting hit with something that is a little bit more stronger than what I'm used to getting hit with. Okay, let me slow down. The brother Stephen Brown said, I see Mikey Garcia. For those of you that just got here that didn't see the video, I showed a video that's about 16 years old of Ellie Setback at the house of Robert Garcia. He's at the house of Robert Garcia, and Margarito's there. Mikey Garcia's there. Wait a minute. Is this the same Mikey Garcia that was an ambassador for Snack? And at that time, they weren't talking about Victor Conte. But then they started bringing up Snack when it looked like it was some black trouble. Let me slow down. Let's slow down a little bit, because I don't want the jury to miss all of this evidence that I'm about to drop down in the next hour. So all of these culprits are at the same house. This is 16 years ago. Okay. So then someone else said this morning, they said, well, Robert Garcia was not his trainer until the Manny Pacquiao fight. That is not true. That is false. Robert Garcia, Margarito, Brandon Rios, all of them who got in trouble for making fun of Freddie Roach's disability, they all in the same crew. And let me tell you, black people, something. If these were brothers, there would be no question about who came around when. Nigga, you was there. Come on in this courtroom. Come on and get this congressional hearing too, because nigga, you was there. See, they lump us all together. See, they calling all the black fighters runners right now, but they want us to separate them. No, everybody come get this work. Get in this house and sit down and defend this. Let me calm down. We got a lot to get through. So look, y'all, we at the house. I see Ellie Setback. I see all the people who were involved still around. Okay, they still around. And now they're trying to lie and say that, well, the Panama Lewis situation and the Javier Captillo situation is different. I'm going to tell you how it's different. Panama Lewis was banned for life. And Javier Captillo, his license was reinstated just a few years later and was still in the sport as a second corner man. See, you got to remember, family, when you tell me something, I know the difference from a first corner man, second corner man, third corner man. You better know what you're talking about before you say something to me. Because if you say that I'm wrong, I'm going to say thank you for your correction. And as soon as we get off of our panel, I'm going to go look it up. All right. I know they don't like this. They're not going to like this one. They're not going to like this one. So we have to connect the dots, family. They tried to make it sound like Robert Garcia, well, he's the coach that came along to make it right because he has more of a his morality is better. They don't do that at his gym. They wouldn't even joke about something like that. Oh, is that right? Well, Your Honor, I would like to present some more evidence to you. Please hold tight, family. I would like to present this to the jury for a second. And family, you tell me who this is in this video. Because we got to give them this work. We have to. We're going to make this plain as day. We're going to make this as plain as day. As soon as the video pops up, family, I need you to see this. Because I know I'm not crazy. I need the family to hear this. No, give me that. No, go down a little bit. There we go.
Sensitive of subjects. Be subject to satire.
Como estamos en el gimnasio, pues estamos trabajando, ¿no?
Family, I need somebody to get on the stand. I need somebody to get on the stand and defend this. Now, who was that, family? Who was that just joking about beating a man with plaster in his gloves? Taking a piece of concrete and them laughing about it. What trainer is that right there? Is this the man you all were talking about? Came in to clean up the image of that circle? That had no idea about it? That he wouldn't dare? Y'all gonna get this work. Jury, I would like to enter this into evidence. I would like to enter this into evidence. Okay, so we at the house. Salute to my brother Drew Titan. So I want to go back. All right, if you just got here, family, check this out. We already started at the house with Ellie Setback. And this whole little crew is at the house. Then we move up to the Post. I read the article where after we thought that Javier, who was the coach and trainer of Margarito, was banned for life, that is a lie. He was not banned for life. For them, so they could hide this. This is what they did, family. This is what they did. He reinstated him as a second man. If you don't know what that is, stay with me. Stay with me. So that they could hide it and keep it on the hush. That means that he was able to go back into pro boxing as a second corner man. The second corner man just means that when you're in the ring, when you are at the event and your fighter is in the ring, the second corner man has to stay on the stool. Okay? He stays on the stool, and usually, like when you would see Floyd Sr. get in to talk to Floyd, and then there'll be somebody behind on one of the ropes, that's your second corner man. But Panama Lewis was banned for life. The end of 2009, they banned that man. 2014, they reinstate his license. Let's move on. Now I show you this video. And there's Robert Garcia and Margarito. They're laughing. They're laughing about plastering up your hands to almost unalive your opponent. They're laughing about it. Letting you know that deep down inside, there is no real remorse. I keep telling y'all, as long as they are battering us, they don't care. But let's just so they know that I'm not crazy. Maybe I have some more evidence. Let's see. Let's see if we got some more. We're gonna stop for a second. But family, stay with me now. Stay with me. Because right now, as we speak, I am showing you a line of cheaters. A line. If these people would have been dealt with the way they were supposed to be dealt with in the beginning, we wouldn't be here. But okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Family, if you want me to keep going, tell me keep going. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. The family got to see this. That's right, Sheldon. That's what they tell us. There's no racism in boxing. But look at this. Look at this evidence I went and got for the family. Queen Sugar Free Mars said they are all on that type of time. That's the only way that they can compete. Because I want you all to know that Coach will never lie on you. Coach will never lie on you. Never. Never. So we're going to keep going. Family, I want you to take a look at this here. We have to connect these dots for a second. Family, who remembers this situation? Who remembers this situation where, wait a second, is that, I know, who is that right there, y'all? Who is that right there? Is that Robert Garcia? Is that, wait a second, is that the man that was just joking with Margarito about plastering up his hands and risking the life of another fighter? See, I hate to have to do this. I hate to even have to say this about a coach. I hate to have to even say this about trainers and about fighters, because these men are supposed to be warriors. So you all can't boast around this, whoa, we warriors, we brave, we stand there and fight, and then you cheat. What are you cheating for if you're a warrior? See? Now, imagine if Deontay Wilder got in the ring with no pads in his gloves and he hit somebody. But jury, to the jury, I want you to see this evidence. That's why I used to love that show In the Heat of the Night, because that evidence would get presented so nice and so eloquently. In the heat of the night, I got dribbles. But listen, stay focused, family. Robert Garcia tries to get Madonna with gloves on with no padding. Then he says he puts his foot in his own mouth. He says, these the same gloves we wore against Bronner. He said, what now? These are the same gloves we wore against Bronner. Wait a minute. So I go back and look at that Bronner fight. Is that why Bronner looked like what the hell just hit me when he hit the ground? Bronner went against Sean Porter, who I believe hits harder than Madonna, but he didn't look like that when he got hit. But you mean to tell me they don't like that, family? They don't like that. They do not want me to give you this. They do not want this evidence to be presented. This is the type of stuff that should be being presented before Congress right now, trying to figure out why this group of people keep getting away with this crap. Now watch this, family, because they really not gonna like this. I started thinking, well, maybe there is something to this Mexican beef thing. But then I said, wait a second. Now, California, check me out now, y'all. California has the most USA boxing events than any other state in the nation. Stay with me. I need your light bulbs on. Watch this. Okay. They have so many events that you can get 4 to 5 events on one day. You can pick and choose what city to go to. Unlike a state like Georgia, there's going to be one event on a Saturday, and you probably going to have to drive far to get there. But California got them all over. How come it's only a certain group of Mexicans that are associated with each other that are eating this bad Mexican beef? Family, put your light bulbs on. These are questions that should be being asked in front of Congress. Why is it that you fighters keep, only you, not the other Mexicans that are on the West Coast too, it's a group and you all know each other, are popping hot for this same beef and y'all keep eating it? Do you think they did that, family? No, they didn't. Let me show you something else. I would like to present some more evidence to the jury, because they're not going to say that I pulled this out of my butt. Okay. So instead of them doing a real investigation, who remembers this? Who remembers this? Where's the beef? Where is the beef? Shelton said, you'd have to eat a whole cow to treat positive for clenbuterol. Okay. So family, it's all coming together. Don't you see? It's all coming together. I want to make sure we don't miss this one. Okay. I want to make sure we don't miss this one. Now, Canelo, the WBC, and check this, everything that we've been talking about has happened and the WBC has been present. Is that a coincidence? Is that also a coincidence? If the WBC was headed by Al Heyman, was headed by Jamal Richardson brothers, do you think they will be able to get away with this? So the WBC reveals new rules for banned drug clenbuterol. All right. So for those of you that don't remember, you don't have to read that small print. I got you. It says that on Thursday, the WBC announced that it will begin acknowledging the increased allowable threshold for the drug established earlier this year by the World Anti-Doping Association, meaning those fighters' positive test as conducted by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association in conjunction with the WBC's clean boxing program would no longer have been considered a failed test because the amount found in their system was so small. Clenbuterol remains banned under water code, and drug tests found to have an amount that exceeds the new threshold would still count as a failed test and result in punishment. Family, what ESPN reported is that basically, now I want you to put them light bulbs back on, because when you all used to watch the cop shows, the detective shows, if anybody used to watch them, anytime they would show the detective office, there was always a board. They would use a bulletin board. And on that bulletin board, you would have every person that is a person of interest on that board, to the point where it would start making a pyramid or a tree, you could say. Based off the little information I've given you already, we already got a pyramid. We already have showed you that this ain't just a conspiracy. We have already showed you that we have done more investigation in the last 10 minutes than any commission that is operating right now. How disgusting. And we are putting our fighters in their hands. They're not going to like this, but the jury wants some more. The jury wants some more. So I got to give it to you. So clenbuterol is found in Canelo's system. Family, I don't think you all understand what has happened here. Canelo has not popped hot again because when they raise the dose, he can keep doing what he was already doing. So basically, if you are microdosing, follow me, family, we're going to do some nutrition real quick. All right. If you're microdosing and you say, all right, we know that no matter how much we do, this is the worst that could happen as far as the amount or residue that might be left in your blood. So if we get the WBC to raise that amount, man, we can just keep doing what we're doing. How many fighters do you know go from that small weight class to 175 and stay cut the whole time? Hello. Jury, I'll help you out. Rest in peace to my sergeant who I served with in the military, who was a bodybuilder. His name was Cedric McMillan. He was one of the best bodybuilders in the nation. He won the Arnold Classic. And I used to watch him and watch him on his cut phases and gain phases and things like that. I know for a fact, without substances, there's a certain way your body just is not going to grow. You do not gain 20, 30, 40 pounds and stay cut like that without help, serious help. But okay. They might say, hey, coach, you still tripping. All right. I have showed you from the video in the beginning I showed where they're at Robert Garcia's house. I showed you that this whole thing is a conglomerate of people. All right. And over the last 2 years, the truth tellers in the sport have been dropping little nuggets. And I've been able to find a bag to start dropping all these nuggets in, and I'm getting a full golden bar because everything is making sense now. See, there ain't just an effort to knock all our fighters off. They want to completely change the sport from a slick fighter to a brawler. Not just that, they are willing to take our lives to do it. There has been no investigation. There has been no vitriol like it was for Claressa Shields. like it was. Who remembers the mayhem that happened when they saw that Floyd Mayweather was using a IV? Who remembers that? Let's get into it, family. Who remembers when everybody was tripping because Floyd decided to use the IV? So, family, don't let them pull this small time crap on us. Everyone that has been a part of these scandals over the last 20 years, most of them, if they are non-black, most of them are from the same gang, the same team. And this isn't Coach making this up. Everything that I said to you, you can go look up yourself. So this is what they're going to start saying, family. I'm telling you now, I have not told you anything wrong yet. It might happen one day, but it ain't happened yet. The next trick they're going to do, because I'm already hearing it, they're going to say they all do it anyway. All of the pro fighters do it anyway. That's going to be the new cop-out. These are devils, I'm telling you. These are wicked devils that we're dealing with. And it is you brothers that I got to fight with every damn day to get you to shut the hell up and look around you and see what the F is going on. If you put your child in USA Boxing Amateur right now and you take them to California, it is a chance they might have to deal with this crap. And then it's going to be too late for you then to be brother man this and brother man that after you've been caping for the other side this whole time. So now the truth tellers have said everything that needs to be said. A side has to be chosen. It's becoming clear as day on what's what. And all of you fighters that's coming up, all of you fighters that's there, all of you are getting your wake-up call. It's either you get down or you lay down. You don't get to be in the middle. And that's wrong with some of you assimilating brothers. You want to be in the middle. You don't want to fight. Some of our women have more testicular fortitude than you as a man. I'm hearing grown-ass black men talk about they defended Ryan Garcia. Talking about, just this. I hate the way it, man, I don't even want to say it. It don't even feel good for me to say it. I have to stand there and defend, and this is why, family, I could just let the sink ship. All the truth tellers could just let the sink ship. But we know that we have young boys and young girls looking at these lies. We know that the history, that every time we record something, every time we get on here, somebody 50 years from now is going to look back and see, okay, that was a truth teller and that was a coon. That was a truth teller and that was a Sambo. That was a truth teller and that was a spineless, compromising, cowardly, handkerchief head Negro. And they're going to have to see, okay, what were the consequences of them assimilating? And what were the consequences of those who stood up when it was time to stand up? How disgusting is that, family? Think about it. The WBC gets with ESPN and lets them know, like, hey, it's all good. We're going to begin acknowledging the increased allowable threshold for clenbuterol. You had all of these Mexican fighters who are associates of each other popping hot for the substance clenbuterol. Let me ask you this, family. How come none of the hundreds of other fighters, professional fighters in California and on the West Coast were not popping from it as well? You all live in the same place. You all eat the same thing. So how come that Mexican beef isn't affecting them the same way? Oh, what you got? Jury, don't you see that there is a lie going on here? Not only it's a lie, it is a well-dressed lie. But the thing about it is, the more I present this evidence and the more we get down to it, we start realizing that we are dealing with a funky, disgusting lie that is trying to camouflage itself with makeup and a dress, but I still smell you. You are a stench in my nose and a thorn in my side. I smell you and I see you. So it is disrespectful to the lineage of the Mexican boxers before you who paved the way. You got Mexican boxers from back in the day who actually lived in Mexico who were not failing PED tests. Now, I already know a contrarian is going to say, well, you know, they weren't as strict back then. And oh, Massa wasn't. And oh, let me tell you, we sick. Shucking and jiving. Back bent, scratching. And listen, brother, Tim Bradley, listen, brother, you can come on home. You don't have to keep doing that. You don't have to keep doing that. They already called Max Kellerman, brother, for the biggest fight in the last 10 years. They called Max. They not giving you a job for you being a turncoat. It's not going to happen. So you can stop all that. Ooh, let me tell you. Brian Norman Jr. Ooh, Devin Haney. Ooh, You can stop it, brother. We have little black warriors looking up to you because of the warrior that you were once. It is disgusting. Stop it. And the reason why this matters it should matter to the jury is we have 13, at least the average is 13 professional fighters be unalived a year. How many of those fighters, have been unalived because someone was on a banned substance? Don't tell me you're a warrior and you got to pump up on this. So to the jury, with the evidence that I have presented to you, going all the way back to 16 years ago, that explains why when certain things happen, Elie Seckbach don't say nothing. Now let me tell some of you Negroes something. This part right here is on you. Elie Seckbach being able to get as far as he gets around us is on you, because when he was out with Margarito and all of them back then, because let me tell you what the plan was, family. What they did to Cotto was really planned for Floyd Mayweather. Stay with me, family. Stay with me. Listen, what they did to Cotto was planned for Floyd Mayweather. They wanted to Deontay Wilder Floyd. Go back and look up the history. Go look at who was lined up next after Cotto. They would have loaded those gloves to the T, but you know what would have been the difference? They probably would have got away with it. That would have been the difference. They probably would have got away with it. But look at God. Look at God. Shane Mosley's father catches it. So all of you casual fans and COINTELPRO boxing fans, you can miss me with, but the commission checks this and the commission checks that. I don't want to hear that. I've seen all types of dirty crap in the sport of boxing, even in the amateur. I've seen people rub acetone on boxing gloves so the person can't see or smell, use their nose while they have a mouthpiece in to cheat. So don't tell me about what the commission is supposed to do. I know what they're supposed to do. They ain't called nobody yet. But we keep letting Elie Seckbach around us. Let me tell you who next. What's that fool name? I know I'm about to say his name wrong. Steve something. Steve Zattel or something like that. Y'all gonna fall for the same trick over and over again. Over and over again. You're gonna fall for the same damn trick. And listen, when you fall for it, My hands are going to be clean of you. The Queen Sugar Free Mars hands are going to be clean of you. The brother Drew Titan, the General, 78 Sports TV, our brother Champside, these people who are standing up for truth, our hands are going to be clean of you. You're going to have to go to report to the ones who led you astray. Because we warned you. We've told you what's what. And I still have people getting on these platforms. There you go, Steve Zattel. See, when Sean Porter sat next to him and disrespected Pretty Boy Floyd, and family, don't get me wrong, I got my issues with Floyd, but most of them are outside the ring. As far as Floyd inside the ring, he did his damn thing, beat 23 world champions. And some of them back to back to back. The only thing people can say is try to question the Conor McGregor win. But hey, the world said he would beat him. The world said Conor could get Floyd. So, hey, he got that money. But let me tell you about that Steve. Thank you, Queen Sugar Free Mars. The Queen said Steve showed his ass with the subliminal dev hate and him teaming up with Radio Raccoon. Now, family, I bet y'all didn't know this. See, these videos be getting them in trouble. Their body of work is going to tell on them. When a man says something out of his mouth that he doesn't really mean, what is he? When a man says something out of his mouth that he doesn't really mean, what is he? He is a liar. He is a snake. He is a slithering, wicked individual. Now, there's a video about 4 years old. And what's his name? Steve is calling Devin pound for pound. He's the next pound for pound champion. And after that interview, Steve he's working his way. He's working his way around us. He's getting in the media rooms. He's doing his thing. Then he's on the platform sitting next to Sean Porter. Now, Sean Porter might have his individual issues with Floyd, but see, this is why we have to be careful how we disrespect each other in front of them. He starts disrespecting Floyd as Pretty Boy Floyd. And Steve starts correcting Sean on Pretty Boy Floyd because Sean Porter was hating a little bit on Pretty Boy Floyd, saying that he didn't see these old tapes of Pretty Boy Floyd. What do I always tell you? Just because somebody craps on you doesn't mean they're your enemy. And just because somebody helps to crap off of you don't mean that's your friend. The bird and the cat that flew down south. Think about it, family. So then I say to myself, see, I feel betrayed because I say to myself, he's all right. Steve knows his stuff. He all right. We've had a few brothers speak highly of him. But then I see the interview with him and Radio Raheem just dragging Devin. And I'm like, okay, I see what I'm dealing with. I've been bamboozled again. That's right, Brother Drew. He said Sean was on the couch smiling with Larry Merchant after Fury cheated Deontay. History, family, history. That's why I get so upset when any of y'all boxers talk about the great Muhammad Ali. You couldn't tie our elder's shoes. You couldn't tie his shoes. If you're not saying something great about the great Muhammad Ali, keep your mouth shut. You could never do what he's done. Not only did he stop for his beliefs, he comes back a few years later and he says, why do I always have to fight against my own to try to do what's best for us? How many years ago was that? And we're still dealing with the same thing. Muhammad Ali Let me show you how brave Muhammad Ali was when the Klan was still around. When the Klan was still around, he would say, all I want to do is serve my God Allah, fight for my people, and take my earnings back among them to help them out of the condition they're in. You couldn't hold weight to the great Muhammad Ali. Keep your mouth shut when talking about Muhammad Ali. That's all of you. And I respect what you did, Floyd, for the sport. I respect the great Roy Jones Jr. I respect all of you who did great things. But when it comes to Muhammad Ali, if you ain't got something good to say, brother, you can't speak on him. You all don't have the testicular fortitude to walk in his shoes. All the damn money y'all done made, what you doing with it? And this ain't even about counting your pockets because you ain't did enough. I don't care how many small hat organizations you done donated to. You done flew over to Israel and did this and that. I don't care about none of that. What have you stood up and said for your own people? Not a damn thing. That's right. Not a damn thing. So keep your mouth shut. But see, this is why I get upset. See, everybody wants to be Ali, and everybody wants a Howard Cosell type of ally. And you think you have been confused and tricked to believe, check me out now, family, that just because they white, they right. Just because they white, this gonna be my Howard Cosell. Let me tell you something about a Howard Cosell. Let me show you real quick. Just family, give me a few more minutes and tell you this. Let me share this with you. Howard Cosell did something back then that none of these guys will do right now. Your white brothers that you love so much, how many of them went on a campaign to go against the grain and stand up for Devin Haney? Not one of them. Not one of them. All of them got on the same train that a lot of these Sambo brothers got on to drag Devin. See, an ally would have stood up and said, I don't care what you say about my brother. I don't care what you say about our great American fighter. It's time for us to stand up. Enough is enough. What is a comrade? What is a comrade? When Sugar Free Mars sees me and she says, peace to the coach and my comrade, that means that's somebody in the ranks with me ready to fight the same fight that I'm fighting. That is what a comrade is. So if somebody says something against my sister in front of me, I'm going to say, well, hold up, player. Slow your roll, Jack. We can have differences of opinion. But when it gets to the point where you're disrespectful, and especially you a man, I'm going to go ahead and step in because that's my comrade. You got an issue with my brother Drew Titan? Guess what, family? I'm on here because of my brother Drew Titan. So if me and my brother Drew are walking down the street, and I ain't as big as Drew, but if 5 dudes jump on us because they got a problem with Drew, I ain't running. I ain't running. It's time to get down right there. What Bill Haney say? Get down where you're mad at. That's what a comrade is. And you all keep getting tricked by the same COINTELPRO tricks. The same COINTELPRO tricks. So I might say something, you might say, hey, that dude's cool. Okay. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch him. There's a community up north, way back in the day, before I was actually born. But this conversation is legendary. The minister, and when I say the minister, y'all know what I'm talking about. The minister had this group into his house just to bring down the tensions between the two communities. And the group that came over that were guests said to the minister, now, look at this arrogance. We well, I don't even want to call it arrogance. Let's call it a tactic. Look at this tactic. We are going to watch you for a protracted amount of time to see if we can trust you. Now watch this, family. If you go amongst the Arab community, the Indian community, the Mexican community, any of these communities as a black man or woman, they want to watch you for a protracted amount of time to see if they can trust you. We the only damn people that all you got to do is not be black and smile and we let you in. All you got to do is not be black, smile, and sound like you know a few facts of what you're talking about, and we think you right. I served long enough to know that's a damn lie. A lot of these folks just as dumb as a rock and don't know what they're talking about. But to get back on topic, because y'all know I'll go off. Family, this is what's going on. And the next trick, the next trap they're going to say is all fighters do it. This ain't going to be the last one. We're on what, number 8 now? This is the 8th fighter. This is the 8th fighter that pop positive for PEDs. So I wonder, when is an investigation going to happen? It's going to take 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. How many more is going to pop hot for somebody to say, hey, we need to do something, or does somebody have to die in the ring again? See, they're not going to do something until a black fighter hurts somebody and pops hot. That's when they're going to do something. That's when it's going to be World War III, and that person, people are going to be screaming, lock him up. Lock him up. Lock that thug up. So, family, think on this. Don't let them pull this small time crap on you, because I'm connecting the dots. And when I get off this live, I'm gonna connect some more. And to those of you that watch the live, go back, pay attention to the evidence that I produced to the jury. I took you back 16 years ago of the same people that's still in boxing. They know how to work it. People who should have been chastised for a lifetime ban in the sport of boxing, all of them were reinstated. Every single one of them. And shout out to my brother Drew Titan. Shout out to the brother Xavier Martinez, because they are the ones who made me think, you know what, I need to go back and study just to make sure I'm not misleading my people or getting them riled up for no reason. Let me go back and check for a second. And I got more upset the more stuff I found when I went back. Because not only they playing with us, they playing with their own people. They going in front of their own people that's saying, there are Mexican people in the sport saying, okay, now this right here ain't right. You all need to do something. So they go in front of their people and they say, okay, WBC, Mauricio, y'all go and y'all say, okay, well, we're going to chastise Javier. But then on the low in 2014, we reinstate him as a second. That is a devil. That is a snake. Why didn't y'all make that plain? ESPN said a little thing about it and then kept it moving. Salute to my sister, Kamara Fields. You all have to think about this. So they're playing in our faces. So what they're doing is they're giving them a slap on the wrist. Family, why are they giving them a slap on the wrist? They're giving them a slap on the wrist because they don't really want to do it in the first place. I don't know any fighter who pulled the shit that Ryan Garcia pulled and only got a year suspension. You come in, you don't make weight. You don't make weight, and then you have 2 banned substances. All right. So this the game y'all want to play. It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. And this is why we have to be on code and tell the truth. Everybody else is. And listen, this is what I'm tired of happening. Don't nobody got to tell me that, well, I'm not this way. I'm not like them. Here's the problem. There is not enough of you that is standing up for the truth to change our relationship between the two. And that's the problem. See, we can be cool if you my comrade. But when I see it's a bunch of y'all messing with a bunch of us, nah, we're not going to do that. We need justice and we need to speak up because there is an attack on our fighters and nobody is saying anything. Nobody is saying nothing but us, the truth tellers in the sport, in boxing media. I hear brothers, and this is my last point. Family, listen, I hear brothers on other panels, on non-black panels, talking about the LDBC as a bad thing. And all I remember is the LDBC welcoming me with open arms. They are the reason why I have a page. And the only thing I've heard is them uplifting our people and calling out BS. But you got brothers our own going to other people who are non-black and saying, well, yeah, I'm not like one of those LDBC niggas. What does that even mean, brother? And some of you sit behind your keyboards, and I can tell you never been to a fight on the West Coast. You never been to a huge national USA boxing event to see that this stuff runs deep, even into the kids. So you feel like you're going to get that promotion. You feel like you're going to be in the VIP suite with the masters. See? But we making our own table. We don't have to ask permission to sit at somebody else's table. We making our own. So it's two things that's about to happen in our close. It's two things. The first thing is that they are about to make it common for a fighter to pop hot. They are going to make it common where they're going to say, well, it's just something in the food. It's something wrong with these tests. It can't be us. Watch. When they get to the number 10, 12, 20, they're going to say, there has to be something wrong with these tests. There's no way all of us from this one gym under this one trainer is popping hot. And the second thing that's even more important, this is what I really want you all to understand, because you all are about to see it really soon. I always tell you all that in all those movies we used to watch, if you ever watched a exorcism movie, the more the truth comes out, the more that demon starts to act up. Okay? The closer we get to this tank fight, these demons are about to start cutting up. And I'm not talking about the non-black ones. I'm talking about the black ones. I'm talking about our brothers and sisters among us who hate Devin so much because of their love for Tank. They're going to be the ones in the way. And I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. If this Tank thing don't go their way, they're going to use Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney to start a boxing civil war between us. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. The more the truth comes out and we get closer to it being exposed that the man that they picked is not who they thought he was, which we've been saying, they're going to get out their bag. Don't fall for their tricks, family. Do not fall for their tricks. Shout out to all my comrades, everyone that came through. I did not mean to take this long, family, but I had to present some evidence to the jury, like my favorite show, In the Heat of the Night. All right, shout out to the Queen Sugar Free Mars, Queen Kamara Fields, my brother Steph Brown, my brother Drew Titan, always holding it down. God bless the mighty LDBC. Who else came in? Hold on, family, because I'm still trying to figure out how to. There you go. Okay. How do I go up? I'm like an old man on this stream thing. But I can't see everybody else. But shout out to everybody that stopped by. I think this is the most views I've had yet. And we're going to keep preaching the truth. And hey, I love to get new information. I love to be corrected. But just know, if you correct me, man, I'm going back into the vault. And I'm going to make sure that I do not mislead our people. Family, for the rest of the week, stand on truth. No matter what it is. And if you hear falsehood, bash it over the head with truth. All right. Stay on a high vibration. Don't let anybody knock you off your square. Peace.